Amid road closures and environmental reviews, SpaceX finally seems ready to launch the Starship once more. The company's official social media channels have just revealed a timeline for the much-anticipated test, giving us the most reliable launch date yet. Let's talk about this announcement and the progress SpaceX has made so far. While many companies in the space industry are still facing challenges caused by the aftermath of the pandemic, SpaceX has not only bounced back, but has achieved remarkable success. The company has been consistently achieving significant milestones, and most recently, it has announced an achievement that has generated great excitement in the space community. Recently, SpaceX's Boca Chica facility started the day with the planned closure of State Highway 4. This closure is a routine part of their schedule and signals the start of an intensive testing day for the Starship program. The public had already been informed through various channels about this road closure and adjusted their schedules accordingly. This measure is not just a precaution, it's an essential part of SpaceX's safety protocols to ensure that testing poses no risk to the local community. Once the testing window in Boca Chica concludes, State Highway 4 reopens and is usually followed by the arrival of engineers early at the site fully prepared to conduct a static fire test. During this test, they ignite the Starship's engines without it taking off, ensuring that everything is functioning correctly. Teams are stationed at control centers, meticulously monitoring every aspect of the test. Their objective is crystal clear: oversee the ignition of the engines and ensure that all systems perform as expected. Simultaneously, SpaceX staff members are diligently adhering to environmental regulations, which are rigorously enforced by the FAA. SpaceX must demonstrate compliance with these regulations to maintain its launch licenses. The FAA has completed the safety review for SpaceX's launch license, marking a significant step forward. Currently, SpaceX and the entire space community are eagerly awaiting environmental approval from the Fish and Wildlife Service. Every aspect of the operation, including the hardware being tested and the timing and nature of the tests, is continuously under scrutiny to minimize any impact on the local habitat. This meticulous review process serves as the final checkpoint before SpaceX can finalize a launch date. Recently, SpaceX's senior vice president expressed the company's eagerness and impatience, revealing that they have been prepared for flight for several weeks. Additionally, the likelihood of unforeseen issues disrupting the launch of the second Starship has been considerably reduced. The lessons learned from the April launch are still fresh in their minds, leading to a more efficient and streamlined preparation process this time around. On Friday afternoon, the company updated its website to announce that the second integrated flight test, IFT-2, of its towering rocket could launch as soon as mid-November, pending regulatory approval. Sources suggest the launch might happen on November 13th, but this date is not confirmed. The remaining regulatory obstacles for the fully reusable launch vehicle primarily revolve around the completion of an environmental review, currently under the jurisdiction of the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. Earlier this week, the Federal Aviation Administration confirmed the completion of the Starship Super Heavy Safety Review. According to a statement by the agency, the environmental review from FWS is the last major element to complete before the FAA makes a license determination. While the team at Boca Chica continues its preparations for the upcoming launch, SpaceX is looking beyond Texas. They're expanding their launch operations to historic pads in Florida, such as Launch Complex 39A and Space Launch Complex 40. These sites, witness to launches from the Apollo missions to the Shuttle era, are being updated to accommodate future SpaceX missions. Simultaneously, the Boca Chica site, referred to as Starbase, is undergoing significant infrastructure development to manage the anticipated increase in Starship launch activities. Additionally, Launch Complex 39A at the Kennedy Space Center, crucial for past NASA missions, is being modified to support upcoming Starship launches. As Starship refines its operations, its role in NASA's Artemis program becomes increasingly vital. Artemis, aiming to return humans to the moon, relies on Starship's capabilities to transport cargo and eventually astronauts to the lunar surface. The success of Starship could become a cornerstone of humanity's lunar exploratory efforts, paving the way for a sustained human presence on the moon and serving as a stepping stone for even more ambitious Mars missions. This year, SpaceX has achieved an unprecedented milestone by launching 79 rockets, a number that far exceeds their previous records. This remarkable achievement includes 74 Falcon 9 rockets, their reliable workhorse, along with 4 Falcon Heavy launches, each carrying substantial payloads, and 1 launch of the powerful Starship. This year's launch frequency builds upon their record-breaking performance in 2022. In the previous year, the Falcon 9 rocket set a new standard by completing 60 launches within a calendar year, a feat significant for several reasons. Notably, this achievement shattered a long-standing record that had been in place for over 4 decades. The previous record, held by the Soyuz rocket, stood at 47 launches, 45 of which were successful, back in 1979. SpaceX didn't just break this record, they surpassed it significantly, marking another milestone in their growing list of achievements. Just when it seemed SpaceX had reached its peak, they raised the bar even higher by breaking their own record. One particular Falcon 9 booster, known as B1058, has exceeded the boundaries of previous records to become the most reused booster in the history of space exploration. This extraordinary piece of engineering has not just been launched and recovered once or twice, but has achieved this feat an astounding 18 times. To put this into perspective, historically, the Space Shuttle solid rocket boosters were retrieved and reused multiple times, but they pale in comparison to the achievements of this Falcon 9 booster. In a surprising move, SpaceX has taken the initiative to construct an additional launch tower dedicated to the Dragon capsule. This development of a second launch tower at SpaceX's facilities represents a strategic expansion, driven by the growing demand for access to the International Space Station and other orbital destinations. While reaching orbit remains a formidable challenge for many, SpaceX has remarkably streamlined the process to become almost a daily routine. This achievement underscores the rapid advancements in space travel. The construction of this new tower, which has been in progress for nearly a year, is now approaching its final stages. The installation of the crew access arm, a critical component that will connect astronauts from Earth to the Dragon spacecraft, serves as a visual milestone. This addition complements the emergency egress system, designed to evacuate personnel if necessary. The urgency with which SpaceX is advancing the completion of the tower hints at their near-term goal. The next crewed Dragon mission is scheduled to launch at the beginning of the year, and this tight timeline has propelled SpaceX into a race against the clock to ensure they are ready for this imminent deadline. The need for a new tower arises due to several factors. Currently, SpaceX launches its missions to the International Space Station from Launch Complex 39A at NASA's Kennedy Space Center. However, the increasing frequency of launches could soon overwhelm this singular pad, creating a bottleneck in operations. Furthermore, SpaceX is making progress with its Starship program in Florida, where a Mechazilla tower has been erected. Above all, the space industry has taken notice of Starship's capabilities, sparking a new wave of collaborations and contracts with various companies and nations eager to utilize its services. Starship's reusable design holds the promise of significantly reducing the cost of space travel, potentially enabling more regular and affordable missions. This development has manifold implications, including the potential for more robust scientific missions and the opening up of new commercial opportunities such as space tourism, asteroid mining, satellite deployments, and deep space missions. Starship is positioned to become a workhorse driving the space economy forward. What do you think? Will the Starship live up to its potential? Please share your thoughts in the comments below.